Chat is coming. So, yeah. Did you pay for an extra seat?
I didn't. No, I'm just taking a bath.
All right.
Take one of these seats out of here.
We're totally live now.
There he is.
Sweet.
Yeah. Think they can see me?
Oh, it's so nice.
Looks brighter on there than it does on there.
It does look better, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. It's probably just my screen settings or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah. I got the. There's brightness somewhere. First comment. First comment. Woo! That Ric Flair.
We're at a brewery and haven't started drinking yet.
Yeah.
And he's already got the Ric Flair.
Man, yeah, everybody's already excited. We haven't started. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
How delayed is that?
It's a little bit, but
Yeah, there's usually a little bit of delay, but I can't fix it. So.
It's just funny because I wasn't expecting the Ric Flair.
Out of nowhere.
All right.
And I seen him take his big Jeep right there.
Everybody got comments because everyone's at work watching this video.
It's just funny.
Okay. Sounds good, so I'm shutting that off. All right. We're gonna let people filter in here for a minute. I already got my stuff done early. Like I already put links on Twitter and Facebook and everything, so I'm pre-prepared. So.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yeah. So Brunswick Hammer
Storm guy walk into a bar.
Yeah. Wait for the bar guy to walk into the bar.
Wait for the bar guy.
All right, I think we got enough people in here. If you want to go on ahead and we are live from Norseman Brewing Company in Topeka, Kansas. This is my brother and sister-in-law are a couple of the owners, Adam and Melissa Rosdahl, along with Jared and Emily Rudy. You may be asking why we're doing this on a Friday at noon, but they're pretty busy the rest of the time, and I've had several people mention to me that. Well, if he just did it sometime other than Saturday at 7, then we could make it. Some people have, more and more unconventional work schedules, so we figured we'd do this. So he's going to do us some selections here, and he's going to talk about them a little bit. This one looks like Melsley's.
Yep, this is the old Pink Guava Blonde Ale. So
this will be officially released tomorrow.
Yep. Big release tomorrow.
Had a little bit of it last night. I like it.
A little grapefruity. I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Blonde Ale is supposed to be fairly well balanced. That's the main thing you aim for in these. And so you're trying to balance out your hops with your malt character. And we wanted to kick it up a little bit and throw about 100 pounds of pink guava in there, so it's got about a half pound of fruit per gallon of beer.
Yeah, sweet.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's delicious. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely coming through. Now, when I tried it last night, and I told Melissa I really liked it. Melissa was kind of the lead designer on this one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of shrugged her shoulders. Is that like a Melissa thing, or did it not quite what was?
Well, it's the first time that we've used this fruit, and we're never 100% happy with anything we make. We're always tweaking it and trying to make it better, and so this is the first time that she's completely made a recipe and brewed it 100% herself.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And so you have this expectation in your head of what you're expecting it to be, and if you miss the mark, even if it's an amazing beer, you just kind of miss the mark a little bit on what you were expecting, then you just get to go back and tweak it. And so we just have to drink this down, and then make more. And
We got to drink it all.
That sounds awful.
So
Yeah. No, this one's.
So Adam, how long does a process like that take? How long has she worked on the recipe and then getting it to the system and then getting it out to us? How long does that take?
the actual recipe creation, she spent a couple days just researching the style, researching different commercial examples out there that are available, and then looking at what typically goes in it. So she spent a couple days on the recipe, and then we got all the ingredients in, and the brewing process itself takes about 6 hours.
Okay.
And then the fermentation process, anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Then after that, we let the yeast clean itself up a little bit. Anything that's created that might create an off flavor, we let it go through and clean itself up. Then we chill it down, and then it spent 2 weeks on the fruit once we added that to it. So
Okay.
overall, this one was probably about 4.5 weeks from brew to glass.
So yeah, that's really cool. 4.5 weeks, and then you get to taste it, and you know, obviously having high expectations, you're gonna tweak it, change it, whatever it is, and let's get it back out again. But she did a really good job.
This tastes like it'd be a really good summer beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Chris.
her idea on this is she's calling it the Loki's Trickster Blonde. So what she's going to do is every time she releases it, put a different fruit in it.
Oh, okay.
So the base recipe is going to stay the same. She's just going to play with the fruit, and I think, strawberry, blueberry, nothing's off the
Well, that's
Oh, wow.
passion fruit.
yeah, that's some really good idea. I like
Heck,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a smoothie beer now. Drink it after workouts.
Yeah.
Put it
We
in your
won't-
diet. Put it in your diet.
Yeah.
We don't have to tell anybody what fruit's in it. We just have to ask them if they have any specific allergies first.
Okay, now that we've talked about this a little bit, some people are still filtering in here. We are at Norseman Brewing Company in Topeka, Kansas. My brother Adam here and his wife Melissa are a couple of the owners, along with Jared and Emily Rudy. And this is Anthony once again, and Chris down there on the end. We're just trying some of the samplings here. I've been trying to get in here for a while now, but good problem to have. They're busy most of the time, so
All the time.
yeah. So
Then you throw in
They
a
open
barbecue
up-
place downstairs.
yeah. They open up a little early on Friday, so we decided to come down here and give this a shot. I've had some people say that some people have some unconventional work schedules, and so Saturday at 7 doesn't really work for them, and so that's why we're on Friday at noon. So it's a terrible thing to be sitting here Friday at noon and
Yeah.
having some.
Because no one works on Fridays.
Yeah, nobody works on Friday. Okay.
Chris, what do you
Yep.
think, stout guy? What do you think?
I think it's pretty good. It's a lot better. The only thing I've had with guava was the guava sour,
Yeah,
and this is a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, the
this is a lot
guavas or
smoother
whatever.
than the guava sour.
yeah.
So definitely a summer beer. Like you said, I'm a stout guy. I'm more of a winter beer, but
No, it's killer.
Yeah.
goes down real smooth.
All right. Yeah. Well, and he'll be bringing us some other selection. Possible Panda Pint line of beer, Panda Pale Ale.
They even put TM.
Yeah,
Like
TM,
trademark.
That's hilarious.
Adam, can we trademark your product?
Yeah. Yeah. Do some. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But no, we've been, and one of these days when I'm working on getting a new camera that the battery doesn't suck on, so one of these days we'll come through here and get like the full tour, and he'll take us back there and be able to look at some of the tanks and all the lines and stuff in the cooler in there where they have all the kegs at, and it's a really pretty cool place. So we'll do that one of these days as soon as I get the new camera. It's already picked out. We just haven't
The oak stouts going right now.
pulled the trigger. Say what?
Yeah, hurry up, they have the Oaks House going right now.
Yeah.
Next round.
Yeah.
Next
Give
round.
us the next round here.
So for those of you who want Luke to get a new camera and want Chris to do something crazy on camera,
Yeah.
That's not hard.
$2.
$2.
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah. Yeah. Down there at the
Nice.
bottom, there in the little chat thing, there's the smiley face thing, and then there's the dollar sign next to it if you want to donate to the channel or send us something or give us a tip or something like that, or if you want us to, if you have something that you want, a question you want us to answer, something you want us to talk about for a while, then go ahead and click that. That'll pop that up. We'll go right to it. And
Are you logged in? See if we can pay you.
yeah. I don't even know if I can pay myself.
Pay
How does that even work? Send a super chat.
Yeah, you got to send it.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
What do
Yeah,
you can
I know.
close out of it when you get there,
Yeah.
or you can hit
Send it.
revise.
I mean, you're paying yourself anyway. doesn't
Interesting.
See?
Your amount and message will be public. Sweet.
Yeah.
I can't even send myself anything.
You just send it to your PayPal. It's not prejudiced.
Oh, well, okay. That's all right.
matter. That's a.
Yeah.
Send money from your wife's account to your camera account.
Yeah.
There's
Donate
no
to the
bell- there's no
camera
bell here
account so
this
that we can
time.
get that done. So,
Let's see who's logged in.
yep. Current favorite ball right now for each. See, we already got one.
There you go.
Thanks, James. Current favorite ball right now for each of you. I'm going to have to say the Physics, even though it's brand new. It's really good.
What do you got, Chris? What's your favorite ball, your current lineup right now?
It keeps making me money, so.
I would say probably the Ludicrous, actually. I've been throwing that a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's tough for me. I really like the Diesel Torque. That's definitely towards the top of the list, but I'm really kind of falling in love with this Rip Pearl too. Not released yet, not out for the public, but it's pretty cool to have a sanded pearl that still looks like a pearl. So definitely a good one for me.
Yeah, I saw him throw it. It's pretty smooth too.
Yeah. So, yeah, hashtag all the new stuff that nobody has yet. Oh, yeah, that's our favorite one. Go buy that one.
Yeah, we won't talk about those yet.
It's pretty good. There's a lot of people talking about all of them, and not just because they're brand new. So, the Physics is going to be in my bag for a long time. That one's that Torque.
That Torque's going to stick around. I might order a couple of them just to have them. Rico layout, I can do all sorts of stuff. If you like it Rico, you'll like it every other way too.
Yeah, the Rip Pearl is sanded. Yeah, how do I? Is 3,000 grit?
Yeah, it's a little different. It's 500, 1,000, 3,000. So it comes pretty dull out of the box. But don't let that fool you. It's plenty of length for a sanded pearl. A lot like you see out of like the matchup in the Storm series. It's pearl, but it's got just a little bit of dust, so it's a little bit smoother on the back end, a little more controllable. Kind of like a really strong GB3 pearl.
Adam has no idea what we're talking about.
I got a purple monster.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my purple monster back in the
It still goes down the lane.
Yeah.
It still strikes from time to time when I'm not here or at work.
And I'm not throwing it.
All right, let's talk about the next one here. I like the color on this one already.
Yeah, dude.
This is our Scottish Export Ale. So
Same color as Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
This is going to be
A little darker in Coke.
it's going to be pretty dark, but really fairly light drinking. So realistically, we don't use a large amount of dark grain in this. We just use enough to get the color down, and then we use a really nice Golden Promise malt to get a nice malty character to it, and finish it off with a little bit of earthy hops to it. And this one's been a really big hit lately. People have been really digging this.
Yeah, I think it's because it's got kind of that darker flavor to it without having like all that body or all that. You know, it's not as heavy.
It doesn't have the dark beer burn.
Yeah.
You know, that stout burn.
There's no stout burn.
Yeah.
There is stout burn.
This is just really approachable. For some people, associate color with flavor in beer, which shouldn't.
Yeah.
This one's a good way to show them you can have a dark beer without it being just like a roasted barrel-aged thing that just tastes like straight alcohol.
I had some. Speaking of that, I had at Yard House in Kansas City. They have a Belgian 6-pack sampler, and New Belgium has this.
Oak Spire?
No, it's like that 10%, whatever that blonde one is. That super.
Yeah.
The one that looks like Melissa's beer. That's like 10% or 10.5, and it is. I mean, it is stuck. Yeah, it's
I tried
stiff.
the
It
new
is
one
stiff
too.
for it.
It's Oak Spire.
Yeah.
And like you were talking about with the alcohol taste, I mean, it's made with Knob Creek, and it tastes like you're drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean,
It can have a pretty significant kick to it.
This is a lot smoother. You better say that.
It's a nice, smooth, easy drinking. This is a great fall beer. It just goes down real good.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm not typically this flavor. This isn't typically my flavor.
Yeah,
it's got it kind of leads you towards like the dark chocolate road, or maybe a little bit of coffee road.
Yeah, the aftertaste.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it sticks with you, but it's not bitter.
It's absolutely drinkable.
Very pleasant. So yeah, you could sit down and have a couple of these as opposed to whenever I get like your milk stout or the coffee porter or something.
You drink like one or
just
two
have
and
one
that's
of
it.
one of those and then
Right,
go
just
with some
kind of
lighter
filling.
fare.
So for those of you who have Guinness drinking friends that make fun of you for your clear urine water looking beer,
Huh. Who's
here
that?
you go. Not me.
We never do that to you.
And we do have another one of these called a Wee Heavy. It's basically the same recipe. We just doubled the grain, so it's 9.2%.
Oh.
So it's a
the
little
Wee
bit
Heavy.
bigger, but flavors along the same line.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's not good.
Yeah, flavor's just typically not where I'm at, but I absolutely really like this one.
We got a dark beer he likes, and now he's good.
Hold on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I like dark beers. Just not the crap you drink.
All the stouts.
Yeah, this one's.
I don't want to have to work for it, right? I've already worked. Let me just enjoy it.
See, also any of you that might be here in town that are watching, I know that I got a few people in town here. Melissa's beer is actually getting released tomorrow, but if you come in and ask super nice for it tonight, I'm sure that she'd probably give you one. So, well, she would sell you one. So yeah.
Has Adam stabbing me in the
Depends
leg.
on how many she's already had that day. She might give it to you.
Well, yeah. Yep.
Boom-tis.
Yeah, it's good.
That being said, we don't drink behind the bar. That's illegal.
Yeah.
They drink before they go behind the bar.
Yeah.
So for those of you who like to travel and visit microbrews and breweries all over, I know there's a lot of people out there that love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
A few more coming to Topeka. It's going to be a pretty hopping microbrew spot.
Yep.
So, here, November? Middle of November?
We'll have 5 overall.
In the city of Topeka. So, capital city, plenty to do. Now you've got something to do at night when the kids go to sleep.
And a couple of them have restaurants to eat. including
Oh,
this one.
Have restaurants. And
Well, also if you come here on the first Friday of the month, it's going to be like stupidly packed. But at the same time, they have an art walk down where we're in kind of like Old Town Topeka, so it's got that
The
kind
art district, yeah.
It's the art district now, where it was used to, it got kind of old, but then it's old enough to where it's got that nice vintage feel to it, and so people come down here on the first
It's kind
Friday
of
of
an
every
oxymoron.
month.
Old
Yeah.
Town Topeka.
Yeah, well,
It's patina now.
yeah, it's like retro chic now. So
The rust has been sanded and clear coated.
no, it's a really cool area. They've got
It's so
some,
nice.
they've got some lots of art places. They have a tattoo parlors down here. They have some nice little kind of upscale eateries like the wheelbarrow that does,
The taco place next door.
and not to mention
Field of green.
the barbecue place that they have in here. They actually make some sauces with you guys' beer.
Yep.
And they also have
So-
a smoked meatloaf sandwich.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Smoked meatloaf that's got it's got jalapenos and cream cheese in it.
And they'll also put, beans and nacho cheese and all sorts of crap on it and call it a hot mess.
Yeah.
So,
Pulled pork
French
nachos.
fries.
So you can come in and get something to eat, and then try all these beers. Have the sauces that have the beer in them. So, yeah, $2.22. IQ Tour still good. Still good. Arch benchmark or other choice. The
If you like
Tours-
getting 9.
Yeah, I figured out how to get 10 with it more often than not. But it's a really good spare ball.
Yeah,
so
when
after,
it's-
after
when it's
I
really
get
dry.
9, after I get 9, then it gets the 10th 10.
Typically, the roto balls are your best spare balls, but that IQ Tour has been pretty solid for you.
Yeah, and then I can pull it out whenever I need to. But now we've got we've got the Hustle Link, and we've got the High Road X, and so we've got the Idle. So we've got a bunch of stuff that all kind of shapes the same, with varying degrees of hook. And the High Road X goes a little bit longer, is a little bit sharper. Idle's earlier and a little bit smoother. So yeah, IQ Tour is still a pretty good benchmark, but we have several benchmarks now actually that I could, when you're thinking about benchmark stuff. I know that you guys have got some stuff, and that Edge Solid.
Edge solid, the
Is-
cutting edge solid is
Cutting edge,
really
yeah.
benchmark, and
And
regular
then
cutting
method.
edge.
Yeah, Diesel Torque, is that kind of a benchmark?
Yep, diesel torque's like right smack dab in the middle of what you would want as far as those tiers are built with low end to high end, and fits right in the middle. GB3, that's a really great benchmark ball. Even the tactics on the track side, not a ton of bowling ball. Judging a book by its cover, looks real strong, real aggressive, but definitely in that benchmark category too, just a little higher end.
Should I start drinking? Thanks, Shay. By the way,
For $10,
yes, that's an easy.
Chris
And
will
I'm
drink
actually-
the rest.
I found something really cool for this whole donation thing that I'm going to set up next time. But we're going to have like little graphics, and depending on the amount of money that you donate, we can have little pictures and sound bites pop up, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, I'll have that ready for the next one. Don't have it ready yet, but I'll have that ready for the next one. So
you driving up for that one?
yeah,
I may have to.
driving up for that one. Yep, I think we're ready for the next one. He's going to go start us off with the next one. Shay, yes, definitely. You should start drinking.
Now hold on.
Well,
If you don't have to operate heavy machinery, drive, go to work, there's a few no's.
High Road X is very good. Yeah.
And he switches back to bold.
Well, I mean,
Here we
he
go.
asked another question there, and he
Yeah.
paid $10. So
Yeah.
High Road X is very good. Angel is liking hers a
Definitely
lot.
snaps off on the dry though.
They don't.
It's not
on a-
smooth.
well, that's the thing is it's really bouncy, but it's really continuous. So it's one of those things where I've found it's best. It goes a little long on a fresh shot, but as soon as the lanes get beat up, it's like my supercharged hectic. So as soon as the lanes get beat up, but not like hectic beat up, I can get left
Hectic's all
and
of a
just
sudden
rip on
adjective.
it. And yeah.
Not quite
Yep.
hectic S.
Yeah, but it's High Road X is very good. And I think that's one of those things. It is a solid too, so you can knock that shine off. I haven't tried that yet. I'm thinking about getting another one and knocking the shine off. But I'm imagining it's going to be Hustle Inkish because shares a lot of
I think it's gonna be
characteristics,
stronger.
a lot of similarities. Yeah, it's stronger. I think it's a little bit longer, a little bit flippier. The ink has a lot lower RG. It's a 253 on the ink and 257 on the X.
Wow.
And the ink has like an 035 diff or an 032 diff, so it's a little bit higher than the IQ Tour, but the High Road X has an 046 diff, so it's going to flare a little bit more. It's going to get longer down the lane and flare a little bit more. The ink is going to be a little bit earlier and flare a little bit less, and so the High Road X is kind of, and I imagine that when I take the shine off of it like I did with my second ink that I drilled, I think it's pretty predictably, you're not going to see some wild changes like some balls can have if you knock the shine off of them, or if you sand them, they can be really different. These aren't really like that. They're going to be very predictable with surface changes. You can pretty well, know exactly what to expect. So, yeah, John Jensen, what's up? Like the High Road X Surface 2000 True Cut. Yeah.
Come on, man.
So much for those
Here
testers.
we go. Yep. Nope. This is the. No, this is their.
Honey?
And I wasn't able to make it.
That's good.
Hopefully I won't. Yeah. I would love to make it. Yeah, and they've got these nice steins with their, and they've even got a Oktoberfest written on there. I know you can't see because of this beautiful amber color.
Nice little
But
signs.
yeah,
Like
and look at
that.
the head on that too. That's actually like really perfect.
Will you
because
just look at it?
Yeah.
Put the
Yeah.
head on that. Well,
Prost.
I'm pretty sure that you've learned how to pour a beer here. So
Yep.
yeah. So
Pretty good too.
yeah, well that doesn't
Definitely has
suck.
that Oktoberfest taste.
yeah.
A little bit
Now,
sweeter
remember-
than the rest of them on the way down.
Now this one,
I like
this,
that.
this takes a while to do, doesn't it? Because when you guys originally opened a couple of years ago, and you're actually their 2-year anniversary is coming up on the 27th.
27.
I remember when you guys opened at first, you didn't quite get going fast enough to have the Oktoberfest done. So
Yeah, we weren't able to. This is a Oktoberfest Marzen. So traditionally in Germany they make these in March and
So-
serve them at Oktoberfest, which starts the third week of September and goes through the first week of October. And we released ours on September 22nd this year, which is the official opening day of Oktoberfest.
That's really good.
It's a little bit toasty, a little bit malty sweetness in there. There's we use the exact same recipe as last year, but we changed a little bit of the process to try and mimic a little bit more of traditional German brewing methods, and that's really what separates you when you're making German beer, because a lot of them are very similar, and there's not a lot of variety, but it's getting your process nailed down. It's just like cooking. You can give the same recipe to 4 different people and you get 4 different dishes.
Right.
yeah,
Brewing's even worse because you have different equipment, you've got different people with different ideas, different superstitions. Brewers are basically pirates. They're superstitious to the extreme.
Yeah.
So,
when you pour the oat, you step with your right foot after you're done. If not,
I've heard stranger.
well, now I'm interested. $5. And we'll hear interesting stuff from brewer superstitions.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And helping go towards Luke's new camera.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to get sunburned by the light that's behind our
So we can
camera.
go see the Oak Barrel Stout.
Yeah.
New camera.
Yeah.
Adam, I like this one a lot. Like, Oktoberfest beers are so different, you know.
Between brands.
You know, you go like Sam Adams, they're popular for that, and some of the other companies are popular for making Oktoberfest beers, and then you get so many people that try and not succeed. I mean, and by that, just as a consumer, boom. As a consumer,
Yeah.
it's hard to want to buy like different Oktoberfests and try a bunch because some of them are just not that good.
All right. So what's the oddest superstition that you've come across, or one that really stands out anyway? Maybe not odd, but
The biggest one that stands out to me is when
He's already laughing.
the crazy one to me is it might not even be necessarily a superstition, but it's more of the Department of Agriculture. If they come in and you have a wooden paddle to stir with, they fine you immediately. That's not okay because wood's porous; it can contain germs and all that kind of stuff. However, if you want to dump 55 gallons of beer into a wooden barrel and stick it in the back room in a dark, warm place for 8 months, sure, go for it.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah, that reason doesn't make a lot of sense.
Oh man.
But,
That paddle's gonna be pressed together too, where the barrels aren't gonna be quite that same.
yeah.
Oh
The
man.
barrels
Yeah.
have whiskey in it first, so it's good.
Right, yeah, it's already been filled.
It's already killed all the germs. We're good.
All right. So do you have any superstition? Do you guys have any superstitions? Any one of you, or do you have any specific way that you do something that doesn't necessarily need to be done that way, but it's just kind of
Well, then there's the term cold crashing. A lot of brewers feel like the way to get the clearest beer is to chill it rapidly once it's done fermenting, and that'll drop everything out of it. Well, the term crash typically is not a good thing,
That's
no
right.
matter how you use it.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And so that's not the correct way to do that. You want to cool it down slowly. That allows your proteins and solids to latch onto each other as they're precipitating out. So that's another one that
That's why your beer has no flavor, Anthony.
we used to chill it rapidly, and that is not the correct way to do that. We fell victim to the superstition on that one as well.
All right. Chris, what do you got? You got a superstition? Are you a superstitious dude?
I'm not. I usually just go with the flow.
My mom was real superstitious. Extremely superstitious. You know, don't bring an old broom to a new house kind of superstitious.
Yeah.
And I think she rubbed off some of that on me and now every time I do my pre-shot routine, I feel like it's superstition. But
Are we talking
Yeah.
about bowling shots or regular shots?
period. That's just the only thing I've ever had
Yeah, I-
superstition in. You know, it's regular shots too. You got to tap them first.
Yeah.
Take the little man off. I'm still in that rule.
I always wipe the bottom of my sliding shoe with my hand because sometimes there's been popcorn. But most of the time it's because I used to very frequently go up to the bar, to the bathroom or whatever, and wouldn't take my shoe cover off and wouldn't face plant, but would, just about hurt myself. And so that was a way to both wipe the popcorn off and check for,
Your shoe cover?
check for the shoe cover at the same time. So yeah, I always,
Oh, I've done the shoe cover eat shit.
Yeah.
Done that.
yeah.
The superstition here, I just did it. Just
Right.
face planted it.
Yeah. I had a different thing at Nationals where my slug came halfway out of the ball. and I caught it, and then I'm stepping on the lane, and so that was a little interesting there. And also the funny thing about not bowling while somebody has a split on either lane next to you, I've never paid attention to that. And I thought I'd just go. But the last several times that I've just gone when somebody's had a 7-10 or something like that, it hasn't worked out well. I don't get it, but that's just kind of what happens. So, all right, let me check a few of these.
Connor
comments.
Or Khabib? That's a good question. Perfectly timed, and he paid his money.
Yeah, I haven't watched a whole lot of UFC, but I'd have probably taken Khabib just because after the whole thing that Connor did with the bus thing, Khabib was pissed.
Yeah, that whole.
Connor was also talking about his family and stuff.
Oh yeah,
so that's what he does. Right?
Yeah, that's kind of Connor's thing, but at the same time, you could tell Khabib was pissed, and so I just kind of expected that that's how things were going to go, just the way it was kind of leading up.
I saw that two ways. I saw Khabib getting angry, fighting firm, and getting his ass kicked because he got stupid. But then I also saw that if he got him on the ground and got him in some kind of submission, that he wasn't going to wait for him to tap, he was just going to go straight for the broken bones. Yeah. Which is, you get your jaw clamped. There's a lot more pressure than you just get on your mouth. So, yeah, he definitely. I would have had Khabib from the get-go. I'm a Connor fan.
I do.
But I just don't think that Connor ever really had a chance in that fight. Yeah. Would I say that to his face? No. But
no, I think some people don't like Connor because of his mouth and because of how out there he is. But I think that's kind of I kind of appreciate that sometimes because I'm totally not that guy, but to see somebody else just go out there and say whatever they're going to say and do whatever they're going to do and just kind of not worry about it and just to have the kind of mental fortitude.
That's also what made him the face of UFC for a long time, too.
Just having that kind of attitude to take kind of like that Cagle guy that everybody's talking, Tim Cagle, that everybody's talking about now that doesn't have a backswing, and I couldn't really tell which hand he was actually throwing the ball with, and he's catching a lot of flack now, but he still shows up to regionals, and he made the finals of that regional. That's what everybody started talking about. But I mean, can you imagine going in being that guy, throwing it that weird, and hearing all the stuff that people are telling you about, and you're still like, well, I know I'm good. I don't care what people say or how weird it is. I'm gonna go take their money.
Well, you see those memes on Facebook, right? Everybody's got them. Would you live here without internet for a year? Would you smack your mom for $1 million? All this kind of stuff. If you wouldn't, it was crazy to me. That kind of money. I mean, you're talking life-changing money. Would I yell at you and would I get in Khabib's face and scream nasty things at him for a couple of million? You're damn right I would.
Yep, I'll get choked up for a couple
million. Go ahead and grab
good.
my jaw. I don't have to wait. I'll tap right now. I'll just give me a couple of million to say something mean about your family. Yes, I will. $10, I'll say something mean about his family.
$20, I'll say it right back.
Yeah. I'll say something mean about his family for free. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, tempting.
Tempting, yeah. Oh, man. So, I don't know if you guys can see in the background here, but they've got these windows back. I'm pointing at this. You can't see what I'm pointing about, but you can see the windows in the background.
By all the light fixtures?
Yeah, those are actually garage doors that they can lift up when it's a little cold right now, and a little cold and drizzly outside right now. But when it gets nice outside, they can open those doors up, and you can sit up there and
we're in great.
And hang
maybe
out.
even tomorrow.
We're
right
in great
Midwest.
Kansas here. That. Literally, the morning's been the coldest it's been for me in 3 years.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah,
it's not even winter yet.
Yeah, he's gotten back from Mobile, and so quite a bit.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, quite a bit warmer down there. Speaking of people going places, one of the big surprises or announcements is that Anthony is moving back to Wichita. Now, Wichita is only 2 hours away, or it's not even. I mean, it's.
Right at 2 hours.
Yeah, it's right at 2 hours away, so it's not like it's that far. But he is moving.
Yeah.
So he's going back home, I suppose. Is that where?
It is home. Yeah,
okay.
It is home. Family's there. Main move.
Better step it up, James. Losing the donation war right now. Shay always brings it.
Yes, he does.
Shay is our $10 guy. Like Shay is legit.
Yeah. Who was it? It was Edwin that said tempting on the old Chris's family getting bombed.
Yep. And I think I do have some. So let's see. We gotta go make sure that backstage of a brewery and backstage of bowling double feature, perhaps.
We still got to do our two-handed special before he leaves.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a little.
Who's the best at that?
Yeah. Well, we already figured between the two of us, he's the best at it. So you're gonna have to figure out.
Wichita native.
Yeah. We have to.
We might have to have you bring that camera you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And videotape it.
Dave P. Shout out. Hectic, my favorite today. 300 last night with it. Congratulations for that. That's awesome. It's been.
Oh, first sanctioned one.
Oh yeah! Wow. First sanction one. Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, too many years to remember.
Sorry. Look at that.
Oh, and too many years to remember. Well, yeah, I can't.
Shut up.
My last one was in Tulsa with the Daredevil Danger.
I remember that you posted that saying I hate this ball, and then you ended up shooting 300.
But you shot 300 at league right before that or right after that.
Yeah. Well, I know I shot that 800 with the code 0.
Then you shot 800 in Lawrence, but you shot 300 in league in the summer.
Oh yeah, that's right with the high road. Dude, yeah, I shot 1050 something that night too. So 4 games, that was awesome. A lot based on your recommendations. It's great in the house I bowl. Yeah, it's one of those balls that it doesn't hook a whole bunch, but it just doesn't quit on the back end. So you can. It allows you to kind of play around with some physical stuff and
it allows you to spank it.
Yep, Hannah recommends the hot mess. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's my favorite term is spanking.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Spanking it.
Yep. Spanking it so it's really round on the back end. Really round back end.
Really round on the back end.
Yeah. High Road X 2000 True Cut. Yeah, those True Cut pads are really cool. 80 by 3.5 by 35. Ooh. Yeah, I like those. And that's actually a really good pen for the High Road X because it's so the RG is so high. And the differential is kind of medium-ish, so to have something that adds a bunch, because that's what you're really getting is cover. It's going to be really cover dominant. So if you max out the flare, that's probably especially because it's continuous. So it's
Can't say continuous anymore. Remember?
Yeah. Well, continuous is one of the trigger words. Yeah.
Normal staffer.
You can't say. Yeah, you can't say continuous. You can't say easy through the heads. I'm actually going to make.
You also can't say stable.
Yeah.
Or back end motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone likes that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You spank
I can say whatever I want.
You spank it.
Yeah.
I do take advantage of this channel. People try to fight me on this channel.
Radical did have a ball called the Grease Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
Yeah.
And it was the Grease Monkey pow and the Grease Monkey whack.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Badum-tis.
There was a monkey on
Yep.
it. A greasy monkey.
All right. Let's see.
I did not spank that monkey.
Grease monkey spank.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I started front 8, followed by the 4-7-10, 4-7-10. How do I recover mentally?
You just have to throw your next shot.
It's tough. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that's really tough because you get, especially if it doesn't happen a whole lot, you kind of get excited and you get it built up, and then it's a real letdown. But at the same time, as soon as you throw the shot, it's done, it's gone. You can't do anything about it. And so the one thing that really
listen to this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait 4 minutes to post it on Facebook after his bad shots.
Yeah.
live stream posts.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a little collapse last night. Front 3 wrap 10 spare double open spare open. So yeah, that was
like a rap song.
That's just Lawrence.
4-7-10, I would say just move.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you recover mentally? I mean, that's one of those things you can either make it worse by just falling apart, or you can. And that's the thing that I've been going to a lot of sweepers recently. I'll talk about in a minute. But bowling with guys like Packy and Devin Bidwell and Dylan Burns and guys that are legitimately good. And it's not like the good bowlers never open or never have bad games. It's just that if they shoot 190, they'll come back and shoot 250 the next game. They won't go, oh crap, I shot 190, and then fall apart. And shoot 180, 170, 160.
One of the questions is how much does James have to donate to Anthony to keep him from moving?
How much did James for moving? Oh man, is Anthony moving a lot? I haven't noticed, but I know I tend to lean forward a lot. Well,
Anthony's
because my arms
Anthony's taking up 2 chairs right now.
Yeah.
No, it's not. My arms are.
He did buy an extra seat, so it's okay. It's okay.
I don't prefer fat. I prefer strong as shit.
Yeah.
It's not fast. It's power.
Yeah. Beer frame road trip. Yeah. So again, speaking of Anthony moving, we're still bowling stuff like Springfield together. We're still bowling Tulsa together. It's not like we're never going to see the guy again.
And I'm only 2 hours away.
Yeah.
I would drive 2 hours for this. I promise you that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we just.
Breweries in Wichita, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Central Standard, my friend's a partner with. So
good.
that red ale,
So we might have to make a trip down there.
Your buddy down at Walnut River.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's a story. I have a story. I actually have a story.
remembers
So
most of.
we're gonna talk about a beer story. So, I won't say what the key phrase was. That's a little PG-13. But there was this. So we were when I do bridge inspections, and so when I was out working my day job, we were down in El Dorado, Kansas, which is close to Wichita, which is has Walnut River Brewing Company at it, which you guys filmed your kind of promo introduction video at.
Sure did.
So I mentioned to him, it's like, well, we're down at Walnut River. I figured since they were close, I didn't know about the whole video thing, but I said, well, we're down at Walnut River. I figured it was close enough that they'd know the guys, and he said, well, yeah, that's where we actually filmed our kind of our promo video when we were starting out at. And he says, well, go ask this guy this particular question. And so I asked somebody, I'm like, well, what's the guy's name?
BJ.
I'm like, well,
Well, we know where this story's going.
Yeah.
Here we go.
yeah. So you know where we're going here. Yeah. So
Did you spank it?
So anyway, so I asked one of the girls that was serving up front. I'm like, well, is BJ here? And she's like, well, he's actually in the back putting labels on the. He actually puts they used to back last year. They put all the labels on the cans and the bottles by hand, and so he was back there doing that. And so we'd already been there for a little while, just eating. So it was the end of the day. We were eating supper and trying some of the beers out. And so I already had a couple, and so I went back there to the cooler. And I asked the guy the question. He's like, okay, haha, whatever. Who put you up to that? And he's like, oh, wait, you're Adam Rosdahl's brother. I can tell because the family similarity, everybody can tell right here because I don't know how people recognize us, but
it might be the pale skin and the. No,
I don't know. No, see, that's the thing is he's got the. I don't know. Anyhow. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. He's like, okay, well, you definitely have to try this. And so he hands me a bottle, and so it's one of those wine bottle looking things. It's like the whatever size, it's like a liter bottle or
22-ounce bomber, probably.
Yeah, the 22-ounce bomber. He hands it to me, and he says, "You're gonna love this." And so he opens it up for me, and I take a drink, and I'm like, and I start blinking a little bit. Man, it was fantastic. But he's like, "Yep, that's our new quadruple," and I'm like, "Oh dear." I have problems now because I'd already had 2 pints of their other stuff inside, and we hadn't gotten food yet, and we've been working all day and walking around outside and whatever, and so now I'm holding a 22-ounce quadruple back there, and he's already had like 2 of them because that's kind of those. He's like, yeah, we just come back here and drink and put the labels on the bottles and the cans and stuff, and it's a great time, and pretty soon it wasn't really cool in the cooler. It felt pretty nice, and I'm halfway through this bottle of quadruple because I don't want to say, like, this is really good, but this is not a good idea. So yeah, that's they had trivia that night, which was actually really cool. They had somebody come in and set up trivia, and they had little teams that like showed up, and so they had a.
There's so many people that do stuff.
It's a really
They get intense about it.
Well, they don't have a very big, like, you guys have a huge, area here to do stuff with, and they're
more the size of here.
Theirs is just very small, and there was like 20-25 people in there, and so everybody's just packed in there and having a good time, and but yeah, the next day was a little rough, but man, it was good. So yeah. So that's a little story there. Beer frame road trip. Yeah, actually, when he was talking about, there's some people that do travel around visiting different breweries. If you're ever anywhere close to the area, I mean, if you're traveling at all, Topeka is right on I-70, which is a main. If you're going through the middle of the country, going to like Denver or St. Louis, up to Omaha, down to Oklahoma City, whatever, Topeka's smack dab right in the middle of that, and it's not. I mean, it's not a place that you're going to have to go very far out of your way to get to, and there's a lot of. We used to kind of crack jokes about nothing happening in Topeka. You got to drive to Kansas City or Lawrence or whatever, but it's picking up steam. There's some stuff to do here.
There's really cool stuff to do in town now.
Yeah.
I mean, as boring as museums sound, we do have the Evel Knievel Museum.
Right. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
It's really
it
pretty
actually
cool.
is. If you've been in there, it's pretty nice.
I haven't been in there yet, but it's pretty cool.
You can do the virtual reality jump.
Yeah.
Like they put you on a bike and put you on the headset.
Oh, wow.
You can do his biggest jump.
Wow.
And half the people wipe out on the approach to the ramp.
They have his old bus in there.
Yeah.
His actual bus, they redid it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's kind of a small Harley Davidson place, and now they've got that huge museum now attached to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of grew in size.
Yep.
I don't know a Harley fan that doesn't like beer.
Thanks, Shay. We'll see you later. Trauma. Yeah, I thought this channel was for bowling tips. We're going to get to the bowling stuff in a minute here, but this is kind of a
Post some questions. We'll answer.
a nice and yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, bowling tips. Now get back to work. All right. Yeah, we'll see you tonight, Hannah. Thanks again, Shay. You're probably already gone until we get to this, but yeah.
that is really good beer.
Let's see.
I like it.
So, yeah, back to your. Actually, I was just getting ready to get to your question, Trauma. Well, 269 the first game and 160 the second game. Was this transition, or I just suck? Finished with 630 for the night. That's normally what happens to me in Lawrence. Is I shoot 250 something. That happens to everybody in Lawrence.
That's been my league. Pretty much all the time now.
the first game, and then transition starts. And what happens is most of the time sport patterns transition better. They open up a little bit. House shots just get worse. The outside gets a little drier, the inside gets a little wetter, and so you just have this cliff over-under nightmare. And so that's normally what happens in Lawrence. I think my first game average is 245 easy because I shoot.
Second game is probably 2-0 and third.
I don't even know if it's 2-0. I keep missing 200, and then the last game kind of evens out with 2-0 or whatever.
Yep.
But I keep winning. And that's the funny thing is I keep winning points.
I do not keep winning
Got
points.
2.5
Just throwing
last
that out
night.
there, guys.
So I would say it's probably just transition. I don't think that if you're shooting 269, sometimes you have lucky games, but at the same time, if you're shooting numbers like that, you're throwing most of them really well. Like you're throwing most of them pretty good, and then go to 160 the second game. That's kind of most of the time the second game on a house shot is everybody's worst game.
I've noticed though,
Like-
mostly on house shots around this area, if you
Yeah.
throw it really good, it's a 9-pin.
Yeah,
No matter what you do.
yeah.
So
yeah.
crispy back ends, yeah.
It's those
Yeah.
Brunswick pins that you said.
Twisters, baby.
Twisters too.
Love
Twisters,
some
baby.
Yeah, twisters are great.
Twisters are bad for me. I leave
Yeah,
probably about on average 5 9-pins a night.
How come I get threatened by Angel?
Well, that happens.
Oh man,
She said I need to watch it.
You don't have a bell.
interesting.
I don't
Yeah.
need one.
Do I have?
Don't.
No.
Yeah, so a ton of oil the first game to roll up the 10 board by game 3, staying on 27 board. Yeah, that's kind of what happens is,
All week.
Especially if there's a bunch of people in that tiny zone.
Yep.
Brandon. Okay, sweet. That's awesome. Need to find a new ball for game 2, and that's the thing. Like I tried
For
it.
game 2?
Well, I tried it this week. I used the high road for the first game, and then I just switched the second game, and it went great for 6 frames. And then the last 4 frames were awful. And it's not like it was really. I mean, one I got a little fast, the other one I got a little slow. Then I left a mixer 7-pin or drive-by 9 or something like that, and then I missed a 4-7, which was my fault.
The token Asian is reporting in.
Yeah. Angel's gonna drive there and punch your arm, Anthony. Okay.
That's fine. Sounds good. You
Oh,
don't even have to, you don't even have to pitch.
James,
She might
what's-
just do it.
The token Asian is reporting in. Thanks, James Yoon.
We had to throw him under the bus.
Yep. Now he threw himself under the bus. He said token Asian reporting
Yeah, you
in.
did.
So, yeah.
How influential is different conditioners with a week-to-week house shop?
Most of the time they keep the same stuff because it messes with the pumps and rollers and whatever else. I think they do have to do. They have to flush the lane machine out if they do add something.
Well, that's not completely true. Because they can burn a lot of that out.
Mm-hmm.
But conditioners are all like bowling balls today.
Mm-hmm.
They're all completely different in their own way. So, fire and ice, for instance, that's something that's used in a pairing commonly now on the PBA Tour because there's such a significant difference, and it does completely different things. They've got so many oils. You got your low-cost basic conditioners for the houses that can't afford to put that much money into that product because fire and ice is expensive. And then you've got the houses like where we bowl that really don't bar any expense for the conditioner type. They just look for the best for their lane conditions. And then you've got like the PBA Tour, the PWBA Tour, using top-end stuff, and you're always going to notice a difference. So one conditioner with the same pattern in a machine, and then the next week you put a different conditioner in there, kind of like we're talking about with Game 2, that's probably when you're really going to notice it. You're going to notice a little difference immediately, but whether it holds up better or whether it breaks down worse, whether it carries down differently, whether it, plays like urethane's been on it all day, all of those factors kind of come into play when you change the conditioner. So it would be, in my opinion, night and day different even with something within the same brand. So they're going to be a crucial part of keeping things consistent. You can't just accidentally order the wrong stuff. Yeah. You've got to be real careful with that.
Trent Overby, yes, those lanes were a blast last night. Yeah, they were heckin' fun. Trent's got a couple of guys that throw urethane on his team, but I don't think it was the one guy that was.
Well, he does too.
Hathaway. Well, Hathaway wasn't there last night.
Motive balls.
The motive balls. That gray.
He didn't throw the gray one for very long.
Yeah.
He was saying like practice in 6 frames. It was like practice in 3 frames, and then it was some really weird stuff. I think he left a 7.9 last night with the tribal fire actually.
Yeah, but that one's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
They got a couple sneak through.
But but the one guy throwing urethane last night was using a hot cell, and it flares so much that it wasn't really screwing with anything. It was just.
Well, so you thought.
Yeah. No, I really
well, high flaring urethane really doesn't change it really quite as much as your low flaring urethane.
Yeah. Yeah, pronounce your last name right, of course. That's my thing. I can't pronounce Yuri Cizizel Wix's Smith. It's Smith.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Shalevet. Yeah. Dude, and he doesn't even miss a beat. I asked him one time when I didn't really know him that well. I'm like, so how do you pronounce your last name? He's like, Smith. Didn't blink. And
it's got like 15 letters long.
And he's so deadpan. He's got like that deadpan serious thing where it's just, you can't tell. It's like.
He looks like Grumpy Cat.
Yeah. Well, he looks like Andrew Zimmern from Bizarre Foods. Is really what he looks like. Yeah.
He's got the Grumpy Cat face going on.
Yeah.
Resting cat face.
The Motive 5.7. No, he didn't leave at 5.710. I think.
Yeah, but he hasn't bowled at Westridge. Everybody leaves at 5.710 at Westridge.
Yep. See in Discord. Matt Perry, you did not miss the surprise. Well, so a surprise, you're moving to Wichita.
Oh.
But we'll still be.
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah. That was the surprise.
The next surprise is I'm bowling the U.S. Open pre-tournament qualifier.
Told you this was coming
Yeah. Yeah. So it's down in Wichita. The U.S. Open's down in Wichita this year.
I'm moving. Surprise.
Yeah, it starts in a week and a half, so it starts October 24th. That's when the PTQ is. And originally, which is kind of funny because it's the U.S. Open, but it's like an invitation-only tournament plus they were going to have 10 spots available for the PTQ. But the funny thing is people keep dropping like flies. Norm Duke hurt himself, Parker Bones not bowling, and you go through the list of the people that were invited, half of them missed the deadline. They didn't, they sent them their invite and they were supposed to respond by a certain time to see whether they accepted the invite or not. They didn't even get back to them in time. And so what was originally 10 spots available out of a max field of 80 for the PTQ is now 24. So it was 20 a couple weeks ago. Then it increased a little bit. Now it's up to 24. So there's only 55 people signed up for it right now. Now the people that are signed up for it, there's Daria Payuk and Ryan Schaefer and a lot of the local guys that.
What?
What? What?
Bless you.
But Brad Miller, I think, is bowling the PTQ. Devin Bidwell, Packy Hanrahan, all the guys that you'd expect around here. Mitch Houpe.
And Leto Monticelli.
And Leto
that just came out.
Yeah. So a lot of the guys that you that you may not have heard about on a national level, but we know here are really, really good. Like Mitch Houpe won the BJ this summer for $8,000. Yeah. He's one of those guys that throws it really, really good and knows what he's doing. He's like a one-handed Belmo almost. I mean,
his rev rate's got to be close to his high.
Yeah, it's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that you watch. It's a little demoralizing. Packy can be the same way, but he's left-handed, so it's one of those things. If he has the shot, he's gonna win. If he has some of those issues on the left side of the lane, like can happen, that mess with him a little bit.
Literally saw Packy whack it with an old Kmart headhunter.
Yeah.
Whack it. Yeah, he did. So, anybody who can throw a headhunter, one-handed, two-handed, or whatever, deserves plenty of props.
Packy also has a sanctioned 1189.
Oh, no.
Yeah, probably. He went 289, 300, 300, 300.
69.
Oh, 69?
69.
Okay, so it's 1169.
1169.
Because that's a lot different. So he went 269, 300, 300, 300 in kind of like the Southwest tournament. They had the 4-game sweepers on Friday night or whatever.
Yeah, bowling tournaments have made rules to not include Packy Hanrahan in them anymore. So, they got so tired of him just coming down and beating everybody every week.
Is that Wichita sweeper?
Well, the pre-tournament sweeper for the Southwest tournament.
Now that they have the Packy rule.
Yeah,
he's the Tom Brady of Wichita
It was
bowling.
1169. Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
69, 300, 300, 300. So he does have a non-traditional sanction 900.
And I will say, for all the people that say he throws or Brunswick hits like marshmallows, he does throw Brunswick balls.
Hey, he does awful well with those Brunswick balls.
Yeah, he does.
He does okay.
This sweeper that we were at just a week ago, he won, and then he won the doubles thing on Sunday.
Yep.
The next day, I gave him a little bit of run in the opening stepladder match, but
doubles was actually pretty fun. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
Started off kind of oily, and then it blew up to standing left, and hopefully it didn't hook right at your feet.
Yeah. All right. Blake Bradley. Just want to say I really enjoy following your Patreon account. Brings a lot of value to my bowling game. I will have to drop that little thing in there. I've started doing ball giveaways. I started doing giveaways. We've already given away 3 balls on the already given away 3 balls on the Patreon thing so far, but it's basically a little membership thing. It's $5 a month. We do monthly ball drawings. We also have a private chat server, and it's a way to kind of filter out. You get on some of these internet sites, and you have people that just sometimes will sign up and make an account just to screw with everybody because these bowlers taking this serious, and they get in and. This is for people that really, really want to be there, and there's I have a bunch of early access stuff and stuff like that, and I write articles every once in a while. I wrote about the Brent Bowers thing with the pot bowling thing. Still just blew my mind. It's just really impressed the hell out of me to have somebody that's just that confident, even though he, lost all those games. He's still talking at people,
and he would have bowled again.
Walking. Oh yeah, he'd have bowled again.
He'd have bowled again, no problem, because he's smart enough to play the odds like that. Eventually you're going to get nervous, right? You're like, oh shit, this shot could be $5,000 on a pot match on some torn up.
He doesn't get nervous.
I don't think he does.
That's
he just
the thing.
bowls. He just kind of gets up there.
Yeah, he gets up there and goes to. It's really impressive to me, and so I wrote a couple articles recently about the tournament mindset and what it kind of takes, but basically versus your league stuff when it's tournament time, the kind of different switch that you have to turn, because leagues are they're kind of for fun, and they're kind of for whatever. But as soon as you
20
get
pins
into
higher in tournaments than
well,
they
yeah,
league.
yeah. As soon as you get into a tournament, it's a whole different level, and it does take a different mindset to do some of that stuff. But we have, yeah. But we have a bunch of stuff like that on the Patreon account, and then I'm also starting kind of a membership thing. I don't have it quite done yet. I'm not really ready to reveal it, but yeah.
I think we lost our guest.
Yeah. I think. Thanks, sir.
I was really hoping you could bring that oak stout. Just saying.
But yeah, a bunch of different places have like a Kyle Troop, and then have Team Fish or whatever. If you go to some gamers have their own kind of little thing or something like that. But we're gonna kind of start like a little membership or type, group type thing. So not quite ready to put anything out there about
throw it
that.
out there yet.
But I do have some logos designed and some, working on a jersey with Parallel FX. Really like Parallel FX and stuff. But yeah, the U.S. Open PTQ thing, it's a max of 80 entries, and there's 24 people making it into the field. It's $500 to enter, but if you don't qualify, you get $250 back. And so basically all you're risking is $250. Worst case scenario, you bowl it and you don't make it. But they're also taking 5 alternates too. So if you finish in one of the alternate positions, you can bowl the practice squads on Thursday, and you show up for a roll call on Friday to see if there's anybody else that's happened. They had an injury, or they couldn't make it, or
withdrew for any reason.
Yeah, if anything happens, they take the 5 alternates. So we're looking at like 29 spots right now that are kind of up for grabs, and just to be down there to experience it, like I thought, well, this is a cool thing to just get to meet a bunch of people I talked to online or on Facebook or have texted or messaged or whatever. And so I thought, well, this would be cool. It's close, so I'll go watch it and hang out. And then this kind of came up, and a lot of people are telling me, well, just go bowl it. And I'm like, well, I'd still kind of rather have the freedom to go do it, but it's a little different being kind of back facing the crowd, just kind of peeking out and watching people, as opposed to actually getting in there and doing it. And the chances of making the field are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you're gonna face a lot of people though.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing though. But
I saw someone post something about Amleto has to bowl it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amleto.
Yeah, that's some of the people that you're gonna be facing. So
yeah, but there's 24 spots, and a lot of the guys here in the area, like Brad Miller's a touring pro, Colton Ruschetti was at this last one,
Swiss.
Dylan Burns, Packy Hanrahan, a lot of good local guys. I ended up finishing 4th out of 64, and have put myself more in the conversation here in the last couple sweepers I've been to, which feature a lot of these big names. And so now if it's on a house shot, I'm screwed.
You have no chance.
If it's on a house shot, I'm screwed. Now, if it's the frickin' Carmen Salvino pattern that we bowled on this last sweeper, there was three of us that averaged 230, and then the rest of the field either had handicap or wasn't even close. So it's weird.
House shot, no chance.
Yeah. If they put a house shot, I'm screwed. If it's flat.
Well, unless it's Westridge, because you're averaging what, 240.
Well, yeah, if it's a Westridge house shot, that's fine. But yeah, it's almost 240. Lawrence, not so much. But who knows? So, yep. All right, thanks for coming, George. What's your game plan, equipment-wise, for the PTQ? Obviously, going in blind on tough pattern, presumed to be around 42 foot. I think that they have 4 different patterns. So they have the one, it's going to be pattern 1 that's used for the PTQ and the first round of qualifying. Pattern 2 is going to be the second round. Pattern 3 is going to be the third round. And then pattern 4 is going to be the 4th round of qualifying, match play, and then the TV show.
Finals, yeah.
So,
won't be too fun.
So I'm expecting U.S. Open type stuff, which is probably going to be flat-ish pattern.
Left side
but
locked out.
Probably,
yeah, but not last year. Remember, I mean, you got guys
That's
locked
true.
in the gutter, double and triple burn,
yeah. But
or burn and double burn. I mean,
yeah,
so
that's the other thing. Is going to be completely.
I don't assume there's going to be much of that.
It's going to be completely and totally fresh. Every single squad is going to be fresh, but they are using a couple different patterns. So I'm expecting for pattern 1, it's going to be something tough, but not I'm expecting 39 to 42 feet, 27-ish mils. It's going to be it's going to be on the heavy side. It's going to be tough left to right. I don't think it's going to be 50 feet. I don't think it's going to be 35 feet. I don't think it's going to be 33 mils or 23 mils. It's going to be.
I could see 36 feet somewhere. I could see something like that if they're going to run them fresh each time.
Like a national shot.
You're not expecting right. So you'd expect in my opinion, team nationals and then doubles and singles nationals would be like third squad. So I could see it being like 36, 38, 40, and 42 feet.
Yeah.
I could see that, with whatever combination they decide to go with. But I mean, if you really think about that, that gives you the ultimate window, right? Because 36 feet flat is still 36 feet flat, but there's plenty of hook room. There's going to be a little bit more give. Go next day and bowl on 42-foot flat.
Yeah.
You're going to rip your hair out, whatever you have left.
Yeah. Yeah, so different patterns by round this year. Yeah, there's there's four complete, or probably not completely different patterns, but there's four different patterns. So, but yeah, my general strategy going in is just my whole thing is always shapes. I don't care. I don't necessarily need something to. I'm not thinking so much about surface, which surface is a big deal, and I am going to have some stuff with some surface on it. But I can still be awful good on some tight stuff with polished stuff because I'm better with touch. I can slow it down, hit it more. I can't really increase speed, but I can move around, and as long as I have length, I can create backing most of the time. But most of the time. My problem is if I ever get too much surface on something and it starts moving too early.
You do have that look. It's crazy. I've never seen
anybody's that
Rosdahl
roll.
I've never seen anybody's bowling balls hook as early as yours for somebody who likes down lane shape.
Yeah.
Because you get, I've seen you go with 1,000 out of the bag and it was just too much and it hit the arrows and started kind of hooking and then it hooked later. But then I've also seen you throw stuff that's polished that grabs at the arrows and then floats through the mids and then hooks again.
Yeah, that hooks
everything I throw is hooking in. There's Luke throwing the ball, just floating it through.
Yeah.
If he can get the wing free, and then he gets the extension, so he can get some ball speed, he's typically pretty good. Especially if his feet are left of 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can get left and if I can lay the ball down left of 30, I mean it's just. Like when we started getting late on Swiss trios with that intense fire on a pattern that was kind of long, and I really think it was the Carmen Salvino pattern. They never announced it?
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
it was Sunset Strip or something like that.
There's no Sunset Strip last year. But it was a good pattern. I liked it.
It was.
So,
I know the last two
I never saw the thing,
but the cutting edge solid.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to find that out.
Good.
But yeah, it wasn't announced.
Okay. I never saw it, but that's all right. So anyhow, my basic game plan. I already know several of the balls I'm taking. I'm definitely taking physics. The physics and the high road X. Well, the physics made me a pretty decent amount of money at that tournament the other day, and it looks really good on longer stuff because I can be really nice and easy with it. It still gets length. It still gets popped down lane. But I'm taking that. I'm taking the idle. So physics, idle, intense fire. Hectic's going on the lower end. I'm drilling a phase 2 pin down. Normally I don't do a whole lot of pin down stuff.
There you go.
You mean nothing?
Yeah.
Nothing pin down.
The last ball you drilled pin down was a phase 2.
And you got rid of it.
Yeah. I don't know.
It might be in your basement.
Oh yeah, I drilled a second. Yeah. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah, I drilled a second one and it didn't work out well, but I'm throwing it a little bit better now, so I thought I'd give it another shot. But idle's definitely going. And then I'm thinking about the last couple, but IQ
Strip.
Tour. Oh. Huh. Cool.
It didn't play like it.
Yeah. Well, they used Sunset Strip the year before.
Right,
rough.
but the conditioner may have changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was definitely rough.
Kind of.
It was very tight the second day. First day was not as tight, but still.
Typically how that goes. Uh-oh.
Matthew Cross, $5. Thank you, sir.
Boom.
What can we do for you and your $5 investment?
Yeah, we got to do something. I mean, you can't have this wonderful, glorious beer that's in their Oktoberfest steins with their
I would like to say they're drinking it very
logo on
slow.
here.
This is the second one.
Somebody's got to go work.
Someone's gonna go to his work and drill a ball.
Maybe.
Keep drinking.
Yeah.
Hit those lines.
All right.
I'll hit them lines.
But yeah, the U.S. Open should be a lot of fun. Justin Wyman's going to be there from Motive. He actually has the contract to, like, he was there at the PWBA Players Championship or whatever here just recently, Tour Finals or whatever. He actually sets up he does all the sets for the PBA and PWBA. So he's got a
Justin who?
Justin Wyman, Justin Wee.
Justin
Yeah.
Wee?
Yeah, his real name's Wyman, but he goes by Wee, Justin Wee. But so yeah, he's going to be there. Some of the tour reps and people. I've exchanged a few tweets with Jason Belmonte here recently, and just a bunch of people that I've if Missy Parkin's there, I have to
He'll beat you one-handed.
explain myself to her, and then if Diana Z happens to be there, she needs to make another video for me to parody.
That's actually a good point. Let's get $100 so he can bet Belmo one-handed.
Yep.
Oh wow!
Sounds
Okay.
great.
One-handed.
One-handed.
Man,
One-handed.
Bemo will beat him.
Belmo will beat him
I
one-handed.
have to warm up the wings here. If I make it to TV, my strike song is going to be the chicken dance.
Perfect.
I want to do like a remix of the Sean Rash thing. Take that,
Yeah.
you bottle, bitch. Bottle, you know what I'm saying?
Track has shifted over thumb hole. How do I correct? It sounds like you're letting go of it too late. Normally that's what happens for people that track over the thumb hole. They let go of it really late. And so when they let go of it, they kind of thumb it. So
yeah.
the ball has that negative axis tilt to where it's not rolling straight up and down. It doesn't have positive axis tilt to where it's kind of looks like you spin it a little bit more. You're spinning it, but you're spinning it negatively. So it's that's probably what's happening is you're letting go of it too late.
There is also the chance if it's asymmetric that the layout has some effect on that.
Yeah, the layout could have some effect on it if you don't have you got to be a little bit more
Change your angles
careful
and it might
on.
just roll it next to the thumb instead of over the thumb.
You got to be a little bit more careful on those ASIM layouts, but most of the time. it's a
Live
little-
stream that ish on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Maybe one of these days.
Maybe
I
you
even
need to
thought
tweet Belmo.
maybe
You
I
can
could,
tweet Belmo and tell him.
maybe I could even talk my way onto the Flow Bowling live stream for the qualifying or something if I don't happen to make it.
Tweet
I
Belmo.
like my chances, but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I mean,
I got those guys on Facebook. I'll send them a tweet for you.
Yeah. Explains the lack of ball reaction at times. Yeah, if you're thumbing it, sometimes it can hop on that. But whenever you have negative axis tilt, the ball's like
It's
spinning.
gonna do that
It's spinning
against-
this way, but it's
against-
going that. So
yeah.
yeah, it's gonna hit the back end and stand up. That's
It's
what
going to
those
do that
guys.
Shannon Pulowski spare ball.
Yeah.
roll.
If you have positive tilt like he's got, it tends to be a little bit smoother because it's not hitting the back end, and it's my track is generally.
Positive tilt.
I really don't have a whole lot of tilt, so it's pretty straight up
Your
and down.
tilt's
So as soon as it hits friction, it's going to want to grab and go. But when you have that positive tilt, it's spinning a little bit. So when you hit friction, it doesn't quite react as sharply as somebody with higher tilt. And negative axis tilt is kind of worse because it's not really. It doesn't when it hits friction, it tends to stand up and not continue. Whereas
Right, it's just flat.
your stuff's really continuous. But
3 3/4 pat, baby.
Good job.
yeah,
Good job.
but
My stuff
yeah.
is friction just.
So I would
Goes
say
right through.
definitely get yourself a shot on video and see when you're releasing the ball. If you're releasing it too late, it's gonna the further you go, the further your arm swing goes. The ball roll can go from doing this to as you release it later and later, it kind of does that type of thing. So I think you might look at when you're actually releasing.
There's plenty.
You can just loft it like me. And then
Yeah.
Yeah, clear the fronts. Everything, clean the fronts for you.
I don't have fronts.
Let's see. The U.S. Open, Norm Duke, I guess, had a elbow injury, and he kind of fought through the PBA 50 Storm Invitational. And he
He
said
looked like he was struggling.
he ended up saying it was a bad decision because he said, you get a little older and you think you're Superman, then you find out you're not. And so he did withdraw from the U.S. Open because it was just hurting him too much. So I did see another article by Lucas Wiseman. He said fall swing players to watch for, and he's got like guys like Cameron Doyle and Chris Prather and Fraser.
Charlie Brown the second was on there.
Yeah, Chris Vi.
Yeah. So players to watch for.
Come on, man, I gotta go work.
It's free, man. Good.
Now, as far as players, just players to watch for at the U.S. Open period, something I can guarantee is Hoope is going to make it through PTQ.
Probably through the whole U.S. Open.
That Mitch is going to be one guy. No disrespect to anybody else. Mitch is on. He's good and he's bowling extremely well right now. So
he's good, and he's got Vatican as backup.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I've watched a lot of kids go into the Wichita State program and not bowl well ever, and I've seen them work and work and work. Like Packy, for instance, right now. Well, I saw when he first got here, he was good and he could bowl, but he got 3 years with Gordon Vatican, and now he can flat out bowl, and he can bowl on everything. Same thing with Mitch Hoope. He was really good when he got here. I mean, he's a Canadian. You know, he's had all the experience in the world, and then got Wichita State, and then filled in all those little gaps.
The same with Prather.
Right.
He was there for, what, a year?
Well,
a year or two.
Just in that year, I mean,
the biggest thing with some of these guys, I think you're going to have people that naturally have better mental games to begin with, but you can think about all these guys, and you think about some like Jay Futrell and Russ Wilson and guys that have come through that program that just have mental games that are so much better than everybody else's, despite, I mean, before you even talk about throwing it well. Yeah, they're not scared of anybody. They're not scared of anything, any circumstance. It's just another shot. And I'll go strike, and then I'll sit down and enjoy it.
Right. And I was there. You know, Jay and those guys were really good friends of mine through the Wichita State program. So I got to be witness to a lot of that. And in that time frame, that Nathan Bohr, Sean Rash, you know, and right before and then right after, it was the most dominant school ever. I mean, you didn't hardly hear of like the Webbers and like the Pikevilles and these other school names, because Wichita was just always winning. You know, unless you were a college bowler, very seldom did you hear these college names like you do now. Mm-hmm. So, but like I said, I've seen people go in there, get chewed up and spit out, and go to another school the next year. And then I saw a kid, Will Barnes, for instance, not a huge name in, you know, like spectator bowling, but if you're a bowler, you know Will Barnes. Jake Peters, Josh Blanchard's probably more of a standout, but kind of in that same zone that just really excelled their game through that program.
Sean Rash dropped a couple names, like Nick Vaughn and Bo McVeigh, when he was talking to he did a podcast with Brad Miller a couple months ago. And he was saying, you know, those guys were the anchors and kind of the.
They used to have a team in Wichita. Those five. It was Matt McFadden, Jake Thompson, Bo McVeigh, Nick Vaughn, Doug Bialza, and they were the most dominant team. You'd go to Springfield, you'd see 9 berries on the scorecard everywhere you went. Tulsa, anywhere. They were just all over the place. They would walk into the sweepers. That's when I learned what bowling was, like what it should be. And why, you know, like the Topeka bowling world doesn't impress me the way, because I came from something completely different. But I used to work their midnight sweepers, and these guys would come in with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and just throw it at people. You know, the first time I watched a big board work, you know, and you're like $20 big boards, and they're like, give me 10 of them. Wow.
Well, that's like I was telling Luke about Oklahoma City. That's where I grew up bowling. The Calcuttas are worth more than the tournaments, but yet they don't even do that around here.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, well, I saw
people just throwing money everywhere.
Zeno Garcia put out on Southwest Bowlers today, just on the Facebook page. You know, how many people do you think that bowl today that consider themselves a good bowler that would, you know, that you may see at like some of these sweepers, that you may not see at like a regional, that know what a Calcutta is?
Yep. Yeah, I did see that.
It's true. So, you know, yeah, I get it that we're not supposed to do it, and you know, raffles or ruffles and whatever. But there's always a window. But you know, bet on yourself before the tournament starts. And
see how you bowl.
And then when you get to the end and you're listening to like an Inside Bowling post or whoever the media may be, and then they're saying things like, oh, if he wins this match, he also wins the Calcutta. The tournament's $5,000. The Calcutta's 12,500.
Yeah.
You know, something crazy, off the wall number, and it's just incredible. You know what bowling has to offer in that realm, and you know, just very seldom does he take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Don't allow it. You know, it's not even legal here. So.
Yeah.
So I don't see that either, because you're still betting on yourself, just like a tournament entry.
Right, and you still have the
So-
ace skill to get there, but for some
Yep.
reason it's not there.
Yeah.
We have a casino, but we can't gamble.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, a lot of that's the interesting thing is that a lot of the guys around here are good enough to you think, well, if you're good enough, you just go bowl on the pro tour. The guys around here are good enough and smart enough that they've done the Mac McNeil thing, where they're just like, well, I'll make it to the events that I can make it to.
I'll have a full-time
I'll have a
job
regular
and do it
job
on the side.
and do it on the side, because they don't need to prove anything. They're that good that they don't need to go out there and prove anything to anybody.
It's a tough life too. I mean, living on the road. I mean, you do this for your full-time job. There's nothing, you know, glorious about living on the road. There are some ups and downs, but there's nothing like being able to go home at the end of the day. If you have a shitty day, you know, you want to go home to your own bed, where you can't do that on the road. You know, you've got to go to the hotel gym, or, you know, go see something cool in the city that you're in, and still try to bring yourself back to the mentality that you've got to bowl tomorrow, and now you've got to step your game up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's a tough life. There's a lot of pros that have done those interviews that'll tell you that it's tough being away from their families and you know, missing a 4-pin and, you know, possibly not paying your mortgage. You know,
Yeah.
that's a different kind of lifestyle.
And that's one of the big things that that Matt McNeil mentioned when he was talking to Brad. Brad and Kyle used to have Brad Miller and Kyle Sherman have a YouTube channel, which if you don't know about that, you should check that out because it's epic. But they have some player interviews, and Matt McNeil was one of those guys saying, well, you know, just having a regular job and hitting some stuff that you can, when you want to hit it, and not having to go there and make money.
Yeah.
When you're not.
I just got a
thinking
promotion and now I'll bowl more.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's kind of like, well, you know, when I go to bowl, yeah, I'm not going to be as sharp as some of those other guys because it's not like full-time job. But at the same time, you're not worried about having to cash. If you don't cash, it's disappointing, but it's not. You're going to go back home to your regular job and you're going to be fine.
Make that money back
not
next
like,
week and do it again if you want.
Yeah, it's not like, God, I really needed that to, you know,
To pay my rent.
to pay my rent or pay for my expenses next week.
Like Bowers.
Could you imagine that
So-
pressure? Pay my car payment for the next
Yeah.
6 months.
Interesting.
Right. Real. Real.
Yeah.
Saw it happen.
So.
This happened.
I think the last note that I had here was some other tournaments coming up after the U.S. Open thing, and we'll see how that goes. That should be a ton of fun either way.
We got Tulsa coming up.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun one.
There's KC Tournaments has a scratch tournament on November 4th on Red Square.
Yes.
So not only are
That's
they
not-
doing...
That's
That's
like
not a fun-
collegiate
that's-
tryout.
That's not a
kind
fun
of
tournament at all.
Yeah.
Because Red
So-
Square is not easy.
We have tournaments around here, and they're 80% of 220, and they're on sport patterns most of the time. So it's something to where it's competitive, but if you don't average 230 regularly, you still got a shot to show up and do well. So I kind of like doing those, but they
And they tend to fill them pretty decent.
They didn't
Yeah.
pay the highest though. I mean, you had 64 people the other day, and they paid like
Well,
$600.
Well, that was they had an issue. They had an issue with the. They were going to have a tournament there, and then they rebooked them last minute, and so they moved over to Aaron's, and so they
Yeah.
ended up doing a free no lineage tournament.
okay.
But they
All
just
right.
added more payout spots instead of the top end. So most of the time they pay out pretty decent. But yeah, they're not only are they having a scratch tournament, they're having it on Red Square, which for those of you who don't know what Red Square is, it is perfectly flat,
40 feet.
1-to-1.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
think it's
I think
40
it's 40
feet.
Yeah, I
feet.
think
It's
I
like
think
a
it's
bear,
40
but
feet.
more oily, actually.
Yeah, it's flat. It's just perfectly, and it is pretty well a square. So it's just perfectly flat. So that should be interesting. Then we have the Greater Tulsa Open November 17th and 18th. Then I've got the
should
KC
stream that.
Tournaments
We should stream that
Invitational on December 1st, which is if you bowl Kansas City Tournaments has several tournaments a year. They have 25, 30 tournaments a year, I think, because they have at least one every month. They have some doubles tournaments every once in a while, and then they have holiday tournaments. And
Every
so
holiday. I mean, basically like Columbus Day.
Every pretty much. But yeah, both the
It's
Labor
bowling
Day
in the KC area,
Yeah, and so they've got a Thanksgiving night tournament that I would
Will
really
not
like to
be
go
at.
to. But if you start bowling at 11 o'clock, I'm going to be asleep by 1.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night.
But so yeah, and then they give you points based on your finishes throughout the year and how many tournaments you bowl in. They have double points tournaments on the holidays, but the top 32 or 36 in points get invited to their December 1st tournament, and I think it's free entry. Everybody gets paid. I'll have to check on that, but
it's
an invitational tournament, so only the top 36 or 32 or whatever in the points make it. I think I'm last time I checked, I was like 9th in the points, and I finished 4th at this last one. So
yeah, I'm not there.
I should be.
I won't be at that one.
I'm top 10 in points, so I'll make their invitational tournament. Then after that, I don't think we have anything for a while.
Yes, Southwest tournament.
Southwest tournaments in March.
February, March, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I won't be there for that one. It's in February.
Okay.
You might get your pro bug filled. And there's plenty of regionals.
Yeah, well, see, that's the other thing.
And then the tour starts in January.
The hardest thing about
Maybe I'll
this
start
U.S.
those
Open
too.
thing has been getting a shirt with my name on the back of it, because I always thought it was pretentious to have a shirt with your name on the back of it to just go bowl local sweepers or city tournaments or whatever. And now that I'm scrambling to get a shirt with my name on the back of it to go bowl this, to
just buy
bowl
a
the
polo
Open.
and
Our turbo shirts that we get.
yep, just go have them
So,
embroider
yeah.
your name on the back and
Throw a storm
Yeah.
patch on there, you'll be fine.
yeah.
Yep, I got that taken care of, but I'm getting some. I'll have to get a jersey. I'd
And a
planned
Pearl
on.
FX you can wear at this one
Yeah,
until the finals. Is that right?
yeah, until the finals, and then PBA.
Then you have to
PBA
have
is
high
releasing
five
it, and then
or
it takes
PBA
over.
follow.
So yeah, you got to have those kind of rules in there. But yeah, so I had planned on starting bowling. There's one in Junction. There's a regional in Junction City every May. That's really close. That's an hour drive for us.
Yeah, I'm thinking about bowling that one.
So that's what I was going to start doing. I was going to get into regionals next May, but the U.S. Open thing kind of presented itself, and everybody's telling me to bowl, and then so
Thinking about doing the PBA thing too.
The what?
yeah,
PBA, remember
Yeah.
the thing? 'Cause
Yeah,
they do
well, that's-
free
that's-
for military. Active duty military right now is free.
yeah.
So I don't have to pay anything. I just sign up for it. Send
Yeah.
it.
Well,
boom.
but then you're limited for some
Yeah,
tournaments,
it's like
right?
three.
So,
I think
Yeah.
3 a year.
Well, it's 300. Well, yeah. If you get the standard
Yeah.
membership, and that's the other thing is I'm thinking about, because now that they got the Fox deal, well, the same
That's
thing
right.
you were talking about. I mean
it just makes sense. If you ever wanted to try the tour out, now is the time.
yeah.
But you're not going to be able to bowl these events that are nationally televised unless you're an actual PBA member, right?
And you have to be a full member.
And you've got to be able to, pay your dues. You're not going to get a 300 ring.
$20.
For what?
James Niffen, my buddy. I'm pretty sure it's James Niffen. I'm pretty sure it's not Kniffen. I'm pretty good with English, so I've always imagined it as Niffen. The K is silent.
Before you get into that, I'm going to answer Dave's question.
Yeah.
I am not going to be in the pro shop business when I move to Wichita initially. I'm sure I'll build a relationship with the pro shop and have some abilities, but no, I will not be in the pro shop business. I've got some other opportunities. Ultimately, the move is for my kid, so that's the priority. And then beyond that, we'll kind of play that by ear. But no, the answer is no. That was just on there for a while.
Yes. Biggest accomplishment in bowling in 2018. I don't know that I really have. Again, I don't win tournaments, so I don't really have anything that. I mean, yeah.
Well,
I
no, I'm
got-
talking about an accomplishment in 18.
Yeah, I don't.
Moving.
Nothing
I
yet.
shot my PBA 300 this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that
Yeah.
that was probably one of the coolest, definitely the coolest 300 ever. I wasted it, but
But you still did it.
You cash though.
It's on there.
right, I made money. Shot 300 on a PBA pattern and with the pros. And so what's the question? Major
big-
goal for 19. My situations are going to be much different.
World Series of bowling.
Right, so I plan to bowl the World Series of Bowling this year. That's going to be a huge goal for me to accomplish. I would like this next year to be invited to the Southwest Invitational Regional. So you've got to be within the points of that, and ultimately just bowling more events will get there. I don't have any issues, it seems, to get to that cut number, just in or just out, to help me get to that point number that I would need. But that's going to be my main goal for the 2019 bowling season is being invited to some of those events that you have to participate in. So.
Yeah, I guess my biggest accomplishment is, we just hit. We're gonna hit.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, we'll see after the U.S. Open. We'll see what the. Might have a different answer here in a couple weeks. Once I make it through and show up on TV. But,
if he's on TV, we will have him set this up.
Dude.
Somewhere, and I will absolutely be on YouTube streaming.
I'll drive down to Wichita.
Yeah.
Me and Anthony will live.
Yeah,
I'm already going to live there. You can stay at my mom's house.
Yeah, we're good. See?
Yeah.
We're good. That's it.
But, no, we actually...
watch party at my mom's.
We're live streaming from here, watching TV.
From my mom's crawl space, because she doesn't have space.
No, we hit 1 million views on the channel, and then we hit 1.5. We're almost at 1.6. We're at 4,950 something subscribers, so we should hit 5,000 subs this month. Which is more than Track, more than Columbia, more than Radical, more than Deviate, more than there's like half of them that.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to tell everybody I'm
subs
getting my own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise announcement! Anthony's starting his own YouTube channel.
I bought a camera, and I can get an umbrella with a light.
Yeah. I have
Sit in
another
a
umbrella.
bar.
I have bigger lights, yeah.
And I could be at a bar.
JP, sorry, I remember you asking that question like a long time ago.
What was it?
Storm Driver, Intense Fire. It's got to be the Intense Fire.
Well, hold on, yeah, I was
I
gonna
can say that right now
It's
without
just-
even throwing them.
It doesn't even.
I mean-
Intense Fire is so good that it's just got to be that one.
I've added a classification to bowlers that could successfully throw the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your two-handed bowlers, right, with high rev, high ball speed. Typically, you're going to be okay. But you've also got the traditionalists with the high rev, high ball speed that tend to be okay. But I've also found that high tilt players, whether ball speed or not, tend to be okay also. And that's a new found. So one of those three categories, and you want something that rolls like a motive ball, drive.
Sure high.
Beat
Rolls
that,
like a urethane, dies out
somebody
10 feet in front of you.
beat that one handed.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about the hate on the motive ball. It's not. It's more of a general.
They all roll the same.
It's
Come on now.
Hey,
well,
I'm-
it's a little funny because there for a little while before I signed with Storm, I thought that Motive was making the best stuff on the market. Period. Because
well, that
you've
beginning
got-
stuff in between, like the T10 or the
Yeah,
SR2,
The
and
Primal, the original Primal was good.
My God, the Primal Rage, the Sigma Tour, the Silver Tribal, the Covert Revolt, the original Black Revolt.
Deviate, Thug Life, Deviate. It sounds like the beginning of the Deviate brands.
Yeah, but man, they had
Vincent.
well, Brutal Nightmare. I love the Brutal Nightmare,
Bright yellow.
but
Deviate Poison.
yeah. and then they had the whole Jackal
We'll
snafu,
drill that one tonight.
and then they have something where they try to make new covers for every ball, and so I think there for a little while they started making balls that were a little hit and miss. Like I think after the Tribal Fire and some of those, then they'd have a great ball, and then they'd have one that was kind of mediocre, and then they'd have a great ball, and then they had the Venom Shock, and then they have the Venom Cobra.
And then the Venom
then-
Panic.
Yeah.
Venom Toxic.
So they've kind of been on a little bit of a roller coaster.
Let's
So
really
that,
get to it.
that Trident Abyss is really, really good.
Just got one in the shop, and it is impressive to look at. I
Yeah.
will absolutely give it that.
It looks
I've seen
it
a
looks
few
like
people.
a granite gargoyle. You remember the old granite gargoyle?
I just drilled one of those not too long ago too.
Oh, wow.
Daniel Dixon.
Wow.
He brought one in?
Granite gargoyle.
Yeah, it was
He
bad.
must have got that at a flea market. Or
No,
something.
he's just had it in his basement. But
Yeah.
it's much better looking than that because it doesn't have all those black devil spots in it.
Okay.
And then the blue lettering, like the blue is so sharp on that ball, it's incredible.
Stands out.
Yeah, it's a really good looking bowling ball. And from the videos, when you got EJ Tackett talking about moving left with his ball speed, the ball probably hooks. We saw Nick Parr throw a couple of them in Swiss Trios.
Dylan Burns, I've seen it. All these sweepers I've gone to the last several cases. That's all he's used, and he's made a lot of money.
He was a huge fan of that Jackal Rising also, which was, in my opinion, the first ball that separated itself from the typical motive stereotype. It actually hooked. It actually had great ball motion. And if I were to consider a motive ball, at that point in time, I would have probably drilled that ball. Mm-hmm. And then now I would have probably drilled the Abyss. Lots of talk about it. They just announced, what, a villain something?
Yeah,
a new villain
ball.
Scorn.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're trying to do some things with successful balls instead of making 6 Venoms and only 1 or 2 of them being good. The Jackals now are good.
Yeah.
And they're different. The Trident and the Trident Quest were different. Now you got the Abyss. It's different. So I think they've got some good things going on. So the hate for motive, it's not hate. It's friendly criticism.
Yeah, and everybody kind of goes back and forth about stuff like my physics parody video that I just did, or my opinion video where I took a couple shots at Radical. They kind of like
our balls were better, so it's good.
Storm.somethingelse.com.
Yeah, they Radical likes to go at some other companies, and you've seen some of the comparison videos where they put Throwbot.
You're like the new age McDonald's, except it's Subway.
Yeah,
right? You got the McDonald's clown eating Subway in a pool.
Yeah, so they Radical takes some shots at some other people, and so I took a couple shots at Radical, and they're 2 ball motions. They have really round, and then they have a little bit sharper, but not quite roundish, like the video that they had.
Well, it's all those solid pearl bowling balls.
Yeah, so they had that one. So when you're the leaders in angularity or something like that, and then they have Throwbot throw a ball out to the 5 board at 30 feet, and then it hooks at 50 feet.
That is one of my favorite things I've ever heard Mil Canel say, though.
It's like,
why have a guy with a 20-mile-an-hour ball speed and 670 rev rate? Because we can.
Yeah.
Oh, Keanu Revs.
Yeah.
Keanu Revs.
Yeah. So it's nothing hits like a hammer. I think they're missing an S in front of the hits, but.
None sits like me.
And then, Brunswick pulled an apple and put the headphone jack on the bottom.
Oh, yes, they did.
We'll see that tonight.
Yeah. So that was kind of
We're drilling that tonight.
I worked that little joke in there, and then now I worked a super high level joke for like the last paragraph of my video too.
And no one figured it out.
Yeah, nobody will figure that out. All you have to do is watch just. Go watch some other people's videos, maybe for the High Road X or something. But
he's like,
yeah. I prefer making good videos, I guess. But
I have a viewer joke.
Yeah.
I hope my viewers are just smarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kidding, y'all.
When you get your own channel?
When I have my own channel.
Nice.
I hope I have some of y'all.
Sorry, Gene, for not getting any work done. We're not getting any work done. Actually, I was going to take today off because it's been a busy several weeks.
I actually left my office at 11 to come here and drink beer.
Well, we were playing that off for his wife not to know, so.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah. We've had a lot. I've had a lot of stuff going on trying to figure out this U.S. Open stuff, and then we've had the other working a lot. And I've made 8 videos for those new balls, the physics and the High Road X that came out, and so basically every spare moment's been filled with something. I thought this was Friday. I'll have a day off. I won't have to do anything. Blackout 4 came out today.
It came out late last night.
Did it come out today?
Yeah.
Late last night.
Yeah, it was midnight.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with that.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, well, day off. Nope, not a day off. We're here. We're here putting in some hard long hours.
We're here for you guys. We are here for you. This
Yeah.
job isn't for everybody. It's not.
Yeah,
But you guys need
it's-
it.
Yeah, it's a rough life.
Black Ops 4 came out, and I got to drill 7 bowling balls.
Yeah, this is kind of a, it's just kind of labor intensive sometimes, but it's pretty cool for the most part.
I mean, the hardest part about this is deciding when you're going to go pee.
Yeah.
I already did.
Brian?
Yeah, you already got the thing.
I
I
missed
did.
that
I walked
opportunity.
out. I was like,
That
I gotta
stealthy.
go.
Yeah, you get
The
stealth.
coffee
training
stout
and
would throw me in the 4 glasses of coffee I had this morning.
Yeah,
So that kind of got me.
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get some pulled pork nachos after we're done.
No, those were fantastic.
I
They were
had
beforehand,
breakfast,
so
but I
could
haven't
work
eaten
after
yet,
this.
so we might have to.
I hooked you up. See?
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
There's love between the brands, right? You
Yeah.
don't see a motive guy in here, but that doesn't mean we don't like motive.
We could have a motive guy in here.
We
like
could.
we could.
By
You can get
Trent
Dylan,
Yeah.
or Dylan.
Trent,
Yeah, Dylan and
Nick
Trent.
Parr might even be interested. He might be
Yeah.
down in the Wichita area, so maybe we consider
Yeah.
doing one of these at the Open,
Yeah.
right? You're going to have some time in between squads somewhere. Maybe we do that and see if we can get
I'm gonna
Nick
have
Parr
to
and make fun of him on camera.
This is another
True.
thing that's really interesting for me personally.
good.
I don't think it's too much for you guys, but I've always had like a massive inferiority complex, and just living here in Topeka, where like big things are going on everywhere else, but it's like, how do you walk up to somebody that's actually like good or actually somebody and just start talking to them, and like they, like
You just ask him.
like
I'm in.
who are you?
Yeah, I'm in
and
the
why should
military.
be
I
talking
travel
to you
all around.
and
I
whatever
just say,
else.
hey.
Like, you don't just walk up to.
Yeah, you do.
I don't like being like a regular fan that just kind of walks up because everybody.
You're not a fan. You're just asking if they
Yeah.
want to join your show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, I'm a guy. I'm on YouTube. I make
on
YouTube videos.
I'm YouTube famous.
You should bowling. Yeah, that's actually our team name on Friday is Bowling Famous. Because bowling famous is a term that I coined because it's completely different than any other type of famous. Because bowling famous, you can still go out in public, and nobody has any clue who you are until you go into a bowling alley. So you can pick when you want to be
Sure.
famous and when you don't want to be famous.
Yeah. Instead of
So it
people
kinda
coming up
works
to you
out
with
that way.
magazines and like headshots, they come up to you with bowling pins and bowling shoes.
Can you
Will you sign this?
Yeah, but yeah, I've just never been able to go up to. I've never been able to go up to people and just say, "Hey, you know, I'm a big fan" or whatever, and they're like, "Okay, well, I don't know who you are," and that's how I've always imagined it. But bowling with a lot of these guys recently, like people that you'd think would be like stuck up or douchebags or something, they take what they do seriously. Like honestly speaking, I thought Devin
That's so
Bidwell was a douchebag for a while. He just takes what he does seriously, and actually I bowled with him and Packy in qualifying. He's cool as hell, and I guess I make this stuff up all in my mind and think that just because these people are somebody that they think that they're better than everybody else, and maybe for a little while in bowling it got a little too uppity or something, or in
Well, I
the
got an
early
idea.
2000s when they tried to make it more like golf or
Yeah,
something.
talk to
and-
him.
Let's just do
Yeah.
a role play scenario. Let's get you used to it. He can be.
Yeah.
Hold on.
These
Who
are
you
like
gonna be?
these are like the worst things ever when you have to
Who are
do
you
these
gonna
for
be? Who are
jobs
you
or
gonna be? You're
something.
gonna be.
Dear God.
You're gonna be Ryan Schaefer.
Oh God.
Oh,
All right.
man.
And I'm gonna be Liz Colton. back
Oh
over here.
no! Don't do this! Don't do this!
I'll be back here.
WikiLeaks bowling.
Don't do it.
So you ask him to join your show, and I'll be your wingman.
Oh man. No, I think like it's actually cool. I think it's actually okay, not cool.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be.
Oktoberfest.
Would you like to
Say
be
your
on my
first
internet
one.
show?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
We're like the step down from Brad and Kyle.
yeah.
Well, Liz.
Oh my God.
Whoa, Liz.
Well, Liz.
Dude, like that.
She
That's
takes
the
better
funny
pictures
thing
than me.
though. Is like I'll post something on Facebook or post something on Twitter, or somebody will like. Belmo posted something about what people thought about the blue oil, and I just put a comment on the Twitter thing, and he actually replied to me a couple times, and I'm like, well, okay, and he's put a couple comments, and I about had heart failure the first one he put a comment on my timeless video, and I'm like, oh man, I talk crap about the Belmo. This is how it ends. This is how it ends.
That was
Like,
it.
I'm gonna have to start talking to somebody else
Still
about a
waiting for that
contract now
$100 bet.
because I didn't like go full Deandra on the timeless video and say that everybody and old people and young people and dogs and cats and hamsters and everybody needs a timeless.
You should have taken.
I said
You should
some
have.
negative. I said some mildly negative things about the timeless, and then Belmo puts a comment on my YouTube video, and that
You
was
should have dropped your pink panties in that video.
You should.
You'd have got more views.
yeah, well. See, that's when I made that parody video too. Like I wanted to find like a pair of tidy whities, and there were some other scenes that I had ideas for, but I had the couple hours that afternoon, and I had to just do it and get it done. I am gonna have to ask her about brushing her teeth in the shower though. I don't.
Oh man.
I don't understand the brushing teeth in the shower thing.
I mean, it's just multitasking. 2 birds, 1 stone.
I guess. I don't know.
I'll be there. I'll help you out.
I don't get that. Somebody has to be Missy Parkin. Yeah.
Yeah, Luke can't.
No, actually, I believe it or not, I did have the gumption to tag her on Twitter.
Did you say gumption?
He did.
Gumption, yeah.
That sounds like a cartoon.
It does.
Yeah.
The pumpkin
No.
gumption.
Pumpkin gumption.
Well, I'm trying to use more PC terms. If I said I had the balls to do it,
Then you'd be me.
yeah.
You should have just said that.
But
But you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do it. Not anymore.
The wife has yours.
Yeah, there. So I just said my wife has the balls to. My wife had the balls to. No, I tagged her on Twitter and I posted
Now
the
hold on,
video
that's
and
another role play scenario.
she watched it and she said it was funny. So
You're an angel.
Right, so
that's
you
more terrifying.
right, isn't it? So it's like now we've got.
Man, that's so
man, should I go talk to Ryan Schaefer, see if he'll be on my show? Oh, well, I'll go do it.
I'll go do it.
Man.
Ryan Schaefer.
No,
Will you get your ass over here and be on Luke's show?
I think you guys I think you just actually fixed me. Because talking to them is so much less terrifying. The idea of talking to them is so much less terrifying than talking to Angel about some things. So yeah, I'm cured.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out to talk to everybody.
Ryan, save me.
Ryan, save me. Please.
I'm going to get punched.
Oh my god.
Yep. Angel's gonna punch us all tonight.
She's going to
Yeah,
walk in.
that's
She's
fine.
like, hi. Word.
Yeah.
I'm going to have purple body parts.
She's like pinchers. She's got the pinchers
That kill.
yeah.
They get you. Kill.
Yeah.
If she was a supervillain, that would be her power.
All right. So I think kind of to recap here, big information is Anthony's moving back to Wichita. I'm bowling the U.S. Open PTQ. I really like my chances of getting through. You have to like your chances of getting through, even if you're completely delusional. Like, why do you show up to a tournament if you're not planning on going in there to
win?
Yeah.
Right, you don't want your 250 back, right? Ultimately, you'd
Yeah.
much rather spend the 500 and get a chance to play than go home with $250.
Yeah.
That's
Or else just don't go.
Yeah. Just
Right.
because you haven't done something yet doesn't mean you can't. You can always watch these people, and like I'm sure when Tim Cagle walked into his first regional and threw his couple practice shots, it's like, okay, well that guy's wasting his money. I can
you guys
think
seen
of a lot
that
better
commercial
things.
where all the squirrels were in that office and then chick gets broken up over the phone?
yeah.
They're like, oh my god, Greg just up there. She just got done. She just got done. And they're going over.
Yeah.
That's what it had to be like when he threw his first shot. He turned around and looked. And
Yeah, it's like,
all these heads
what-
were like, hold on.
Yeah, what is this
What
guy doing
just
here?
happened?
What?
I can think of a lot better things to do with that $400, and then he takes their money.
Right. Yeah.
So-
this is what we need. We need bowling to be more prestigious. Oh, why
Yeah.
I didn't make the show? Behooves me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Why did it?
Yeah.
And
Didn't
you know,
show
some
up.
guys like him can use that to their advantage too, because if you walk in and throw the ball like that, and people just automatically write you off.
Oh, that used to be the deal.
I mean, yeah, you've got a mental advantage on it if they go, well, this guy sucks.
I could shoot 160, 170 left-handed all day. All the time I used to do that. And then somebody come down, you want to bowl for money? Yeah, if you want to bowl with my right hand.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's how I met my ex-wife. It's a weird story. It'll go up on my YouTube channel. The story of how I met my ex-wife, but it's actually a bowling story. I won her in a bet.
wow.
So that
Sweet.
happened.
That's pretty
Yesterday
good.
was my anniversary.
What would have been your anniversary?
What would have been? Right?
Yeah,
Oh no,
okay.
2 days ago.
Yeah, okay.
Wednesday was my could have been anniversary. I'll celebrate December 27th.
Yeah, also, speaking of that, today is my dad's birthday too. My dad's 65, so he's
Eligible for retirement.
yeah,
He can hit a straight ball on the golf
Yeah.
course. That's all I know.
Medicare eligible. He did retire. He retired last
AARP
March,
10-year
so
reunion.
I haven't had
It
to
is.
mow my lawn in a year and a half now, so it's pretty awesome.
Right?
Big fan. And then and then we've got we've got my little group thing. I went to the the team fish thing that Kyle Troop and them do, and everybody has their kind of membership or kind of group thing. If you want to join their group, whether they're pro gamers or whether they're whatever else, and they all have merchandise and whatever else, I'm going to
and every avenue of sports.
Yeah, and so I'm going to start doing something like that, and I have some stuff worked out. I'm not going to quite announce that yet because we're still haven't got anything produced. We have logos done, and we have I got EFX working on a jersey design for me, and
I'll have
stuff like that
on my YouTube channel in the near.
Yeah. So yeah,
breaking news.
We got, and I actually went on teamfish.com to make sure that I wasn't like poaching too much. But everybody has this kind of thing. It's not like it's a new concept. It might be a new concept in bowling, but it's not a new concept at all. I would highly recommend checking out the Team Fish website because it's pretty top notch as far as like do you want to be a grouper? That's like their.
That's
And
pretty good.
they have the minnow package that you can get a shirt and a bracelet, and then they have the catfish package or something else.
You gotta think about all that, man.
Yeah, so the puns on there are next level. So you got to go visit. This is totally
Ours is going to be quality.
Yeah, quality.
Quality.
Man, Jason Belmonte. Quality. Yeah.
Might tweet you.
So when are the other surprises announcement? Those are the only surprises announcements. Sorry. I mean, all the people on Discord already know this stuff. These are surprises and announcements to the people on YouTube. But for the people on Patreon that are there and have the membership and get in our private chat server, yeah, they've known about this stuff. They actually get input and everything. And like I've given away several free bowling balls now. When I started doing that, I gave one away to the people that were already there, just as kind of a thank you. And then I have drawings every month gave away an Intense Fire last month and gave away an IQ Tour this month. And it's just whatever they wanted to pick. So
sweet.
Still
how do we end this thing, man? We got to pee.
I think we're gonna have some new balls to talk about next time.
Yeah, I've got just a little bit of.
Yeah, that's your first one.
Yep, that's my first one. So I'm gonna go get some pulled by. I think we're gonna go ahead and cut it off now. Thanks everybody for showing up, especially on Friday at noon.
Give me this.
Thanks to Norseman Brewing Company for allowing us to come in here and set up on their pool table here.
Sweet mugs.
I know you guys can't see this, but I've got my light and my umbrella set up and the camera set up. That's on the pool table, and then we're looking back across the whole place here. So
pretty cool. It's gonna be a really cool week for bowling balls. Lots of new stuff coming out. Lots of announcements coming out.
7 drilling up.
So definitely watch your avenues. Through social media, whichever page, they're going to be on all the pages.
Yeah,
you got 2 balls coming out this week.
That's next.
We've got
Friday.
4 coming out Tuesday.
Between the 3 brands.
You've got some that are going to be announced here pretty quick.
There's a bunch of new stuff coming out.
So definitely keep your eyes on those channels. Hit up Norseman on Facebook and all their revenues also if you come to town. Absolutely, come check this place out.
They've got a bunch of really cool stuff too. Like they have these,
$4.
Yeah.
Or $4.50, whatever he just said. $4 for this really cool mug.
Yeah, so you get this mug, but they've also got some little glasses that are laser etched on the bottom to let the bubbles up, and they have shirts and they have hats and they have all kinds of stuff. So. Definitely really want to thank them for letting us come in here and
100%.
Come in here and hang up. It's always great to come and hang out here, and so now we get to go. I'm gonna go have another beer and have
another beer, have some food, and then me and Luke got league tonight.
Yeah, we got league tonight. I got to keep that averaging 238. I need to shoot. What is it said on the thing? I need to shoot 739 or something.
To raise your average.
To raise my average 110. So. Yeah, so we're going to try to get that done. I got to get Trevor's averaging 243, so I got to try to catch him. But
yeah, he shot 800 against you last time.
He's left-handed. Yeah, the last two. Well, actually, the last 2 weeks.
Idle, actually.
Yeah, he threw an idle for 2 games, and he threw the GB3 the last game to polish it off.
Oh, to polish off 800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta go with
felt more confident with the GB3.
You gotta go with what you know.
Well, so yeah, that's a couple weeks in a row. He shot 800, and then he shot 793 last week or something. Because we both. I remember both of us had 5 something going in, and he shot a big game.
I'm gonna shoot dot technology tonight. Hopefully.
Yeah, you got the new one.
Yeah. We're gonna drill that up.
Yeah, your Brunswick's got the frantic and the freaking I mean
Jeez,
the whatever.
here he comes.
Yeah,
Here he goes.
The sizzle of the
Yep.
fearless coming out.
Here he goes.
But yep.
Well,
All right.
urine about to come out. So.
Yep. Thanks a bunch, guys, for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
It's always fun.
We'll probably do this again because this is a nice little area, and we might kind of move around in here. And then, of course, when I get the new camera that's not tethered to a power supply, we'll get a tour and go around and walk around and see some of the stuff in here. But that's what we got for now. And I'll actually have some news about the little membership thing coming before not too long once we start getting some patches and shirts and towels and stuff produced. So stay tuned for that. And Physics High Road X next Friday. You guys got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Tuesday,
So-
Paradox.
So next time we do this, we'll have
Paradox
a bunch to talk
5.
about.
Yeah. Fearless. Sizzle.
2 track balls, hammer ball. I mean,
Conspiracy.
It's
So, yeah.
all right.
That's what we got. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you guys later.
All right,
Bam.
I got Broke my seal. Peeing.